Hello everyone, welcome back to another Dokkan video. It's your boy Minatsu here, and we're just going to be taking a look at some summons I did and talking about the game recently and kind of like the producers later going on. In this very first multi I did actually get Zeno, so that's very exciting, but yeah, I just kind of want to talk about, well, firstly talking about these summons. I did these summons I was persuaded by a few Discord friends to do these summons, and I kind of just kept going until it just ended up being like 10 minutes of footage or so. I got Saiyan Saga Vegeta here at dupe of them. Very, very exciting, right? But yeah, I did just keep summoning over and over since I still had a lot of the Cell Stones available. And yeah, I got pretty lucky in these summons overall, but the main point of the video isn't necessarily that. It's kind of like background, I guess you could think of. But the main point is I kind of want to talk about the producer's letter and pros and cons potentially for the global producer's letter in the terms of merging the versions together. So if you guys aren't aware, in the recent global producer's letter, we got kind of like sneak peeks at a survey. I think the survey is actually out already in game. If you haven't completed it, feel free to go ahead and complete it. Definitely any feedback left to the team directly, it will be very, very helpful for them, and it'll help them understand better what we want as a player base, right? So that they could best shape the player base, especially for the global section. But continuing on from there, one of the questions I believe were asking three things. It was if the player base wants to keep continuing getting same time content as the Japanese version, if the global player base wants to get content that is earlier than the Japanese version, or if they want to get content that's exclusive to the Japanese version. So, there are some exclusive global content, such as, think like Physical Goku Black was exclusive in terms of his actual kits. PyCon is, I believe, STR and global and has to prepare for battle. Straight up EZAs, who knows where they are in JP, but they're on global, so right now they're technically like a global exclusive because they've been out for a very long time at this point for like a global. But yeah, those are kind of just some examples like that throughout there for the last option. I will say that people are looking at the first option and I think they're thinking, oh, the game's like being caught up straight up together, like synced together basically fully. Whatever comes on JP comes out at the exact same time on global during out the entire year, including anniversary, Tanabata, everything like that. And I just want to clarify that that might not be necessarily what they're saying. What they could be more so saying is the fact that, well, you have to think about it. Global already has multiple same time celebrations throughout the year. Saiyan Day, Golden Weekend potentially now, worldwide download celebration, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, all that kind of stuff going on. And with that in mind, it could be that question is more so saying, hey, do you want us to keep continuing doing these same time celebrations going on? And not necessarily asking, hey, do you want us to sync the games together and so it's just all at once, right? Which, I feel like, again, people may be jumping the gun. I want to give my thoughts personally here, though. Just myself. I feel like syncing up the global and JP version together would be the most ideal outcome. In my personal opinion. Because, one, just whenever there's same time celebrations, I feel like together as an entire community, we really come together and it just makes everything so much more exciting. Like, imagine how much, like, more exciting things would be if the global players right now, like, at the same time, they're having, their Saiyan Saga Kaioken Goku and Vegeta. Or 2 weeks ago, they got the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, the LR Blue Goku and Vegeta, stuff like that, right? I think that would make things much more exciting overall, especially for our player base, which, there's a lot of JP players, global players, and everything like that, like, all around the world. I feel like our player base is very, very much, how do I explain it? Like, kind of spread out, obviously, because Dragon Ball is such a huge IP. Dokkan is such a widespread game at this point. And yeah, I think that, it just would make the community much more happy and satisfied. Because, like, think of, like, the Saiyan Saga units right here. This Yellow Coin banner, very exciting right now in JP. But I guarantee you, in, like, 6 months from now, not only will a lot of the hype die down because on global they'll feel like new units, but not really feel like new units, because then global's gonna be looking at, like, global will be looking at, say, the Tanabata celebration at JP. What if it's like full power Super Saiyan Broly is like a part 2 LR or something crazy like that, right? And then they'll be looking at Saiyan Saga and they'll be like, oh, I want the new thing, right? You know, that's just a general thing that many people would want. I know a lot of people will be like, are fine with like saving and spending and just playing the game in general, but I think it would just be more exciting for everyone if we just got all the same things at the same time, right? Because I'm sure definitely like, you know, some of these banners would be much more exciting if they dropped at the same time. Like I remember Ink Goku Black when he first came out in JP, it was like super exciting for everyone, and obviously we used them and it turned out to be bad, which in hindsight is probably good for Global that they hide that like foresight there, but it would be make things much more exciting for banners like that. Like the Tech LR Androids, they came out and they're super good, right? And they're like, oh my god, these guys are insane. And then now they're on Global, and I know a lot of people are skipping them, you know, not excited for them because we have these 200% leader skills, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Goku and STR Kid Buu, they came out, and while like the Goku's still really good, obviously it's like these 200% leader skills are out, and you're kind of like, oh, people may be less excited for them, you know, stuff like that, right? Obviously, it doesn't apply to everyone, but I'm just saying as a general scope, right? From what I see personally. Another thing that I would say is, even if they catch the versions up, I don't think that would necessarily mean they would get rid of things like Pilaf's Trove, you know, even discounts exclusive to the global version of the game, right? Because I don't see them removing the Pilaf's Trove from global, even if they're caught up. Because it's like, that'd be very weird, and especially with them updating the, what's it called? Them updating recently the beginner's ticket and everything like that, which you get in the Pilaf's Trove. I'm pretty confident that would not go away, even if the version synced up. If anything, they would bring that over to JP, which people don't really consider that. I would say the one thing that would probably be gone 100% would be the, what's it called? The tickets that global players get for summoning, like, on the anniversary. I think that's something that would definitely be gone, which makes sense, right? Like, as you see during the worldwide download celebrations, global doesn't get those exclusive tickets they get for summoning. They don't even get, global still gets the discounts, though. You have to keep in mind. See, that's an example. Global gets the worldwide download celebration discounts, I believe, and JP doesn't get those for the worldwide celebration, even though they're a same time celebration. You know, I believe like a few years back, Transforming Vegeta's banner, or the Bardock banner even, I'm not too sure at the top of my head, but they had like discounts on Global, like a 30 stone discount for the first multi. JP didn't get that. Again, that doesn't mean that Global will lose out on every single perk they have. Another thing people want to bring up is the ability to see foresight. I know Mr. Baby specifically is a content creator that really is pushing, you know, the global foresight is very important to know what we could spend for and what we could save for. And that's true, you know, the foresight is definitely a very powerful thing to have. But I will say personally, the smartest way to play the game as a free-to-play player is to save your stones only for these dual Dokkan Fest banners, because on these dual Dokkan Fest banners, not only do you have the best value, because a lot of these TURs that are featured, like look at the GT Super Saiyans, for example, or you know, like a lot of these units that are just kind of featured there on these standalone banners, a good amount of time they just end up returning on a future dual Dokkan Fest banner or something like that, or a very high value one that you would prefer to save for, rather than like summon for Kid Gohan, for example, or something, even if he's your favorite character, right? Though I do understand breaking the piggy bank for your favorite character is the best, definitely a good thing, or saving for a character that you really want over the like dual Dokkan Fest units. I just think it's the smartest option. And the thing about the foresight is that unless you spend on every banner, you're gonna be saving for characters that you want anyways, so why would you summon on a character that you're not excited for? Like, if you're like a Broly fan or something like that, or you're like a big like Super Saiyan 3 fan, why would you be summoning on like the Kid Gohan banner, the Videl banner? You're not going to be summoning on those banners anyways. You're just going to be waiting until a new Super Saiyan 3 Goku comes out, or a brand new LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta that you also really like comes out. It's very clear now, it's pattern in the game, that we know what's the most high value banners. And you know, basically at this point, you can just save for units that you want, if you really want it. And what I would personally recommend is just saving for those big celebrations, then breaking like your savings if, like, you know, say you're a big Broly fan and another LR Broly comes out. Spend it, I'm sure, go ahead. But yeah, that's kind of just my thoughts on catching up the global version and a JP version up together. I think the foresight is kind of overrated, but Let me know what you guys think. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.